So hello everybody and welcome to my new video. This is just the first of a long series of video that I called Fitness for Stupid. You know why? Because I take something about fitness and try to explain you in the easiest way possible. And that's the point. So this is also just the part one of a compilation of videos on how to gain muscles, because many people always ask me like, how do I gain muscle, how can I do that? And I always say I'll do a video about that. So today we start this compilation. So before we start, you have to do two things. The first one is leave a like, please, and also a comment if you want. And the second thing is you have to count how many spelling mistakes I do in the video. If you get it right, you win a prize. So to start, okay, I have my laptop to help me a little bit. So you have to know that the three main factors for muscle growth are nutrition, recover, and training. In this video I'll just talk about nutrition. In the other parts I'll talk about recover and training. So about nutrition, you have to understand that everything we eat give us energy to move and to do whatever we want to do. So, and this energy are basically the calories, and so food we eat became calories, allow us to move. And the food we eat can be divided into two main groups, which are macronutrients and micronutrients. So in this video we will focus on macronutrients, but about micronutrients you just have to know that are really important, yes, and you can what are the micronutrients are vitamins, minerals and water, and your body really needs them, but how can you assume them? Through fruit and vegetables and water, obviously. So the more you eat, the better it is. For example, I try to eat like every main meal or on my daily basis. In every main meal I try to put some fruit or vegetables so I can get my micronutrients into my diet, we can say, and also drink a lot of water, about 2 to 3 liters every day. About macronutrients are three basically: carbohydrates, proteins and fats. The carbohydrates are the main source of energy that our body uses to move. The proteins have a structural function, so their goal is to repair our tissues. And for example, when you train, you are literally destroying your muscles fibers. So what do the proteins do? The proteins repair your muscles and make them bigger. We can say like, I destroy the tissues and the protein get into the tissues, repair them and make them bigger with the time, obviously. And the fats have a big role in the production of some hormones, and also have an energy storage function. So all macronutrients are equally important for our body functions. And you also need to know that every gram of carbohydrate gives us 4 calories of energy. Every gram of protein gives us 4 calories of energy, and every gram of fats gives us 9 calories of energy. But our goal is to build muscle. And how do you build muscle? To build muscle you have to be in a caloric surplus. It means that you have to eat more calories that you would normally burn. So for example, if I normally through my day I burn 3000 calories, if I want to build muscle I have to eat 300 more or 500 more. So instead of 3000 calories 3,300 or 3,500. So I have to be in a surplus. And but how do you know how many calories do you burn through your days every day? There's a simple things you have to do. Go on internet and type TDEE calculator. You click on the first website like, and put all your details, which are your height, your weight, your age, your sex, and it will give you, then you press calculate and it will give you a number. This number is your daily caloric need to do everything you do. So once we have that number, for example we take 3,000, we have to add 300 to 500 calories. We can say if we add 300 calories, we are more in a lean bulk. So it means that we're gonna gain a little less amount of muscle, but also a little less amount of fat. Because when you are trying to build muscles, you will for sure gain a little bit of fat. If we go for a more higher caloric surplus, like 500 calories, we're gonna gain more muscles, but obviously a little more fat. So you have to decide how much you want to gain. I normally go for a higher surplus, so it means I go for the 500 target more. And with that said, now we have to take this, for example, 3,500 calories and divide it in the 3 macronutrients. Okay, so these are my bulking calories, 3,500. You have to calculate your own number, obviously. And I have to split these calories into my macronutrients, which are proteins, fats and carbohydrates. I always start by calculating the proteins intake. So there's a simple rule. You have to hit around 2.2 grams of protein every kilo of body weight, or 1 gram of protein every pound of body weight. It's the same thing. So I weigh around 90 kilos, and you have to put your weight here and multiply it by 2.2. So I have 198 grams of proteins. We also know that every gram of protein gives us 4 kilocalories. So I multiplied my grams of proteins per 4. And I have 792 kilocalories from protein sources. So grams of proteins, kilocalories from proteins. After the proteins, I calculate the fats. About the fats, you have to eat 20 to 30% of your total calories from fat sources. I usually go for 25%, but you get to choose if you want to eat 20, 25, 22 or 30%. Like, you have to choose. So as I go for 25%, 25% of my total calories, which are 3,500, give me 875 kilocalories from fat sources. As we know that every gram of fats give us 9 kilocalories of energy, I take the number of calories that I have to eat from fat sources and I divided it by 9, and I obtain 97 grams of fats. So these are the calories I eat from fats, and these are the grams of fats I need to eat every day if I want to bulk up. Last but not least, we have, you can see here that my marker decided to stop working, so I had to change color, but anyway, last but not least, we have the carbohydrates, and all the remaining calories that I have, I need to fill them up with carbohydrates calories. So I take my total number of calories, which is 3,500. I minus 792, which are the calories from protein sources, minus 875, which are the calories from fat sources, and I obtain 1833, which are the calories I have to eat from carbohydrate sources. As we know that every grams of carbohydrates give us 4 kilocalories of energy, I take this number and divide it by 4 and obtain more or less 458, which is my number. Anyway, 458 grams of carbohydrates. So, kilocalories I have to eat from carbohydrate sources, gram of carbohydrates I have to eat every day. You have to calculate all this on your own. I try to make it the easiest way possible so you can understand everything. So to resume everything, in my case, I have 3,500 calories of bulking, 198 grams of protein, 97 grams of fats and 458 grams of carbohydrates. And now I show you how to see on a daily basis how to get these numbers right. Okay, so basically now that we have our numbers, the kilocalories and the macros, proteins, fats and carbs, we just have to understand how can we hit those targets every single day. And this is what I call flexible diet. That's why you don't need to eat rice and chicken breast every single day, but you can vary the source of macronutrients that you eat on a daily basis. And look, you just have to download this app. It's called MyFitnessPal. It's free, you don't need to pay anything. There's also the premium version, but with the free version you can do everything you need. So you just set the target. This is my current target, 3,100 calories, and it also you can also set the macro targets, so the proteins, the carbohydrates and the fats. And what do you do basically? Every day when you eat something, you put it on the app. So let's make an example. If this morning I ate 3 eggs, I just type egg, put the quantities, and the app will give me the calories, the amount of carbs, the amount of fats and the protein. So I press here, and so today, for now, I ate 3 eggs, so it means 22 grams of proteins and 20 grams of fats. If I also, to make an example, ate, we can say, 2 slices of toast bread, so we can type toast pan, I add this slice, and the app says that today I ate 30 grams of protein, 46 of carbs and 21 of fats. So every day you will get used to it. You have to get comfortable using this app, because it allows you to track everything you eat. And let's say also if I want to eat some pasta, I type pasta and then I put the quantities that you eat every single day. So let's make an example, 205 grams of pasta. So get used of using this app, and this allows you to eat every single day whatever you want, as long as you eat those targets. And once you eat every day those targets and you stay consistent about it, I promise you that you gain muscle. You gain a good amount of muscles. Obviously, is a process that takes some time, but about the nutrition, everything you need to know is this. Everything I applied for the past 2 years is this. Just calculating just some numbers and also using this app. So this was the first part of this compilation of how to gain muscles video, and I hope that everything was clear. If you didn't understand anything, just write down in the comment and I try to explain anything you want. So again, this is all I used in the past 2 years to gain a good amount of muscle. This is just the nutrition part, and I hope to see you next Monday on the next video, in which I'll talk about training and everything you need to know about the training, or at least anything I know about training. So again, thank you for watching the video, and see you next Monday.